look at Stavro and Soriano in the order for North Dakota State as well. They both pieced together a couple of hits last night, and for the most part, they were the offense for North Dakota State. The key is, how do they piece together their entire lineup to produce some offense tonight?
Yeah, I think Auburn is going to see a different lineup than they just faced in the previous game, and these hitters will be a little more patient. And again, Hanley's going to have to get ahead and limit the walks.
Auburn and North Dakota State, a rematch from day one of the Tiger Invitational, as Auburn won the first matchup last night by a final score of 4-1. Auburn struck first in the second inning. North Dakota State tied it in the third before Auburn put up 2 runs in the third and the final run in the fifth. Going to be a good one tonight for the Tigers and the Bison of North Dakota State. Hanley toes the rubber. Camacho steps in the batter's box. Punched on the ground. Tannen Snow double clutches, throws to first. Camacho's retired.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's a great start for Hanley.
And what can that do for confidence starting a game like tonight?
I mean, it's just tremendous. If that ball gets past the third baseman, and there's a chance that she's safe there because Perry had a tough time getting back to the bag. So, yeah, if she can have a good first inning, I think that's going to help her a lot.
Stavro to the plate next for North Dakota State. And for the Auburn Tigers in the infield today, you have the Snow Sisters on the left side. They played spectacular, and you have 2 experienced players on the right side in Mccracken and Perry. And, of course, Kendall Veach, a senior, calling the balls and strikes behind the plate.
And already Hanley is just started. That's 3 straight strikes for her. That's a different start tonight.
Oh, and Hanley, she pounded the strike zone early yesterday. It was just in the middle of the third inning where she got into a little trouble, but she's got good velocity. She'll touch in the upper 70s. Takes a little off, goes upstairs with a breaking pitch. Good eye by Stavro. But Hanley, expect to see a fast, a rise ball, curve ball, and a changeup. The curve ball, without a doubt, her best pitch.
And there she threw it. Stavro doing a good job getting back in the count. 2-2. Again, when you were going around the infield earlier, the defense has got a huge infield. Perry is almost playing in the grass.
But again, this is a team that Auburn saw last night. They know what Stavro can do. She hit 2 for 3 last night, batting in the 6th spot of the order. She's moved up to number 2. Laces one into left field, and it's a 1-out base hit. That is her 3rd base hit of the weekend against the Auburn Tigers.
And that's just a really good piece of hitting. You can see how far back she is in the box, and Hanley takes some off, and she just stays on it, drives it into left.
A runner at first, 1 out for North Dakota State. Ball had some good velocity behind it. Bree Fornes had to kind of use the body to block it up.
I was actually just thinking that was a really good job that gets behind her, and it's a double.
So Stavro giving a little life to North Dakota State. Kara Beatty, the next batter up for the Bison. Oh, 1, Hanley continuing to groove in some strikes and making North Dakota State, making them battle at the plate, making them swing.
Yeah, and you can see the approach early that they're taking. They are way back in the box.
Oh-2 pitch in the air, fouled off. And North Dakota State, they came back last night against Troy after they fell to Auburn, and they had to take down the Trojans in 9 innings. Talk about Coach Mueller's team coming back after not the best game against Auburn last night, but coming back and battled 1-1 in this tournament. Ooh. And that 1-1 pitch was fouled off of Maddie Hansen in the batter's box. She seems to be okay. But Coach Mueller's, he's in his 18th season at North Dakota State, and look at his record. He's done nothing but win since being on campus at North Dakota State. Also part of his staff that won a Division II national championship back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and you were talking about how late they were playing last night. And a lot of times
Liner into the gap, right field, cut off by Rivera. The speed keeps the runners at first and second. Nice job cutting that ball off, but for North Dakota State, even better job, back-to-back singles.
Yeah, that is a great job by Rivera, holding the runners to first and second. Like I was saying earlier, it's a late night, and you know, you may be a little frustrated that you gave one up, but you came back and get a win. But all you want to do then is come out and play. And it's been a long day for them to kind of sit around right now, so I'm sure they're excited to play.
Yeah, they're having to sit around today because this is their first game of the day, having to come back and play Auburn here in the nightcap, and they'll finish the night off after this game against Villanova.
We're starting a little late than they anticipated. So, yeah, I'm guessing they're just ready to play some ball.
Putting pressure on this Tiger defense here in the top of the first. Maddie Hansen with an RBI opportunity. She has 3 homers, 5 runs batted in on the season.
And you can see Hansen, she's taking a little bit of a different approach. She's more in the middle of the box. The other 2 hitters they had their back foot on the back line. I mean, they were letting it get deep for sure.
What can a hitter like Hansen, how does she change that approach, use it to her advantage?
You know, it's all just what you're comfortable with and what pitch you're trying to pick up. I mean, a lot of times when hitters get in the back of the box, it may be when you're facing a drop ball pitcher and you want to get it before. It kind of makes it harder for the pitcher to hit their pitch when you're that far back, but that's not what she's throwing right now. So.
Well, she had a big night last night against Troy. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, had the game-winning RBI in the 9th inning. Liner snagged by Hanley, throws to first for the out, a double play. Lexy Hanley doubles up the batter and the runner at first, and the inning comes to a close. Good defense for the Tigers. Tigers to bat next with a chance to take the lead. KK Letty, the senior ace for North Dakota State, getting the nod tonight for the Bison. She had 13 strikeouts against UTSA and had a 3-hit shutout against Northern Colorado. Lives in the mid-60s, has a very good changeup, 3-3 on the regular season, and has the most innings pitched for the Bison this year. 31 innings, has 6 appearances, 4 starts, 3 complete games, and going to be tested tonight facing a very good Auburn offensive team.
Sure, and over 3 ERA, that may seem a little high, but she has faced some tremendous competition. And if you look, she's had 40 strikeouts in those 40 innings, so a strikeout an inning is not bad.
Look at the Auburn batting order tonight. Not much is changing for the Auburn Tigers. And you look top to bottom, the middle of that order is where you're going to look. Mccracken, Rivera, Veach, Snow. That's where the power is for Auburn. But Taylon Snow, a dynamic leadoff hitter in the lefty batter's box for Auburn.
If she gets that pitch called, that's going to be a tough one for the Auburn hitters.
On this one early. Pitchers try to attack the corners a little more aggressively. See what's going to be called tonight for the strike zone.
Absolutely, and if you're going to get a pitch, it's maybe a little low, maybe a little out, that's where you want to stay.
And KK Letty, All Summit League, a second team the last 3 years. And she pitched a very good game against Washington just last week, kept them off balance. And a chance to do the same thing tonight against a top 25 team in Auburn. Taylon Snow, along with Lenny, also a second-team all-conference member last year in the SEC.
She took a little bit off that pitch. That was a really good job by Taylon Snow laying off of that. You can see it just kind of drops out of the zone, and Taylon does a great job of holding back. It's tough to do with 2 strikes.
Two. Letty lost control, works it full.
Again, Taylon Snow starts out this at-bat 0-2 and has now worked it to a full count. That's just going back to the approach that they've had all weekend.
Well, and for Snow, going back to her freshman season, that's the approach she's had since being at Auburn. And she's come in, she's a quiet player, and really she has the composure of an upperclassman. She doesn't really get rattled by much, and one of the reasons she's been able to step up in the leadoff spot as a younger classman in the Auburn lineup. 3-2, chopper to Stavro, one down. And for North Dakota State, they will use their defense to get the first out of the inning. Zoe Stavro had some spectacular plays last night at second, but so did Kane, DeCamp, and Anderson. All around a clean game last night for the Bison in the infield. Of course, Maddie Hansen doing the catching for North Dakota State.
And Mccracken again, just like last game when I looked down and saw a 500 batting average, I don't care who you're playing against, at what level, to hit with that consistency is amazing. And now she's got it up to 526.
An impressive day that she has had. Went 2 for 3 against Eastern Illinois with an RBI. She's another player, though, for Auburn that has continued to grow from day one on campus. I mean, she was on a very talented team. Her freshman season went all the way to the national championship, the Women's College World Series, on a super regional team her sophomore year. 1-1, and you see the change from Letty. Gets her ahead 1-2.
And that kind of experience is just something that she can help the younger players with going forward. And she's leading by example right now.
1-2, Letty working away and low, and both times she's been ahead of Mccracken and Snow. She's liked to stay low in the zone when she's gotten ahead with 2 strikes.
Yeah, and when she misses, she's barely missing.
And when you barely miss, sometimes, hey, you can get the calls on the corners that you need to have a good night.
For sure.
2-2, sits back on the change, and it's a fair ball down the line. Case Mccracken adjusts to the 2-2 changeup for the first base hit for Auburn.
I mean, when you are seeing the ball, you are just seeing the ball. And you watch Mccracken here just stay back on that changeup, and it's unbelievable what she's doing right now.
And for Mccracken, I believe her on-base streak has just been extended up to 27 games dating back to last season. Impressive for the senior out of Cantonment, Florida. And another Florida native coming to the plate. Out of Eagle Lake, Florida, is Alyssa Rivera.
I'd like to see how aggressive Coach Dean is going to be here early in the game.
Yeah, Mccracken, she has stolen bases. 4 for 4 on the year. Auburn stole on North Dakota State a little bit last night.
It's a little bit of a catch-22 because you don't want to take the bat out of Rivera's hand, run yourself out of an inning, but also sometimes you put that runner in motion, move the defense around.
Rivera 3 for 3 last night, 3 RBIs against North Dakota State. And she got the night started with a solo blast last night against the Bison. Launched one to right field, her 4th home run of the year. But again, she finished tonight 3 RBIs, 3 for 3 with 2 more 2-out RBI singles. Not a bad night at the ballpark.
No, not a bad night at
2-1,
all.
hit and run on. Mccracken goes. She has a stolen base. That's number 5.
That was a good pitch to run on right there. Catcher had to go up for it a little bit. Let's take a look here. And then Mccracken just beats the tag.
Couldn't ask for a much better throw from Hansen.
No.
And good defense there by DeCamp. All speed, Rivera lays off. Letty has good movement tonight. Doing a good job mixing her speeds. Got to give these Auburn hitters credit, though, just being patient.
They really are. And there's been, again, a couple pitches that she's just missed, and they've laid off.
Second full count of the night for Letty. In the air, left field, it'll turn foul. And now this is, I think, where you start to see the chess match of the season, because I believe it's the second time this season that Auburn has played an opponent more than once. I think it happened a couple of times last weekend, but now you have a full game chart on each other. You kind of know what each batter is going to do.
Absolutely, and that's why I think it's important to kind of score first, put the pressure on the other team, and if Rivera can get a base hit here, Mccracken definitely will score.
Kraken singled, had a stolen base. And with her speed, a base hit in the right spot could give Auburn the lead. Payoff, it'll be taken high. First walk of the night for KK Letty. Runners at first and second for Auburn.
What a good job by Rivera laying off of that. She has not gone up in the zone too many times yet. And when you're looking down, you're looking down, you're looking down, and all of a sudden it comes up. It's hard to stay off of that, and she did a good job.
Rivera's been an on-base machine against North Dakota State. They can't get her out. Again, 3 for 3 last night and reaches on a walk here tonight.
Yeah, and that's now her 10th walk of the season.
Yeah. And that's a good point, because with Rivera, you know, she had a high strikeout rate before this season. Again, and that's just adjusting to the college game. She's an aggressive hitter. But adjusting to that and turning those strikeouts into walk, that's a sign of maturity and learning how to adjust in the college game.
For sure. That's why I thought that last at bat was so important. It was the first rise ball she saw and laid off of it.
Kendall Veach to the plate, another power hitter for Auburn. She's tied with the team lead, 14 runs batted in.
I'd be interested to know how many times Rivera has come up with Mccracken at second and first base open.
Yeah, and
because that might lead a little bit to how many walks she's had. I mean, if you have an open base and you get behind the count.
Well, look at it this way. You look at the on-base percentage of Taylon Snow and Casey Mccracken. For Snow, it's a .404 on-base percentage. She has 19 hits, okay, and hasn't been walked once. But Casey Mccracken, she's hitting .526, all right? 20 hits. Her on-base percentage is at .604 with the 8 walks. And between the two, they have 6 stolen bases. So to add to your point, I'm going to say, hey, it's been a few times. And that's why when you add Rivera, Veach up to the middle part of the order and you have Snow, Mccracken getting on base like that, Auburn's going to be dangerous.
For sure. And I mean, you don't just want to put Rivera on with an open base with Veach behind her. But if you fall behind an account, you know, maybe sometimes you're willing to concede that base.
So a hitter's count for Kendall Veach. Hit high in the air, deep right field. Back on the warning track, Soriano. She'll make the catch with a little room to spare, and Mccracken will tag up to third. She just missed that by inches.
I mean, she drilled it off the bat. I really thought it had a chance. But what a great job by the right fielder. Watch her got her hand out, tries to find the fence, makes the catch. And so now we have a first and third situation with 2 outs.
Good fundamentals there by Soriano, because playing in an unfamiliar park, and this is the 4th game in, starting to be a little more familiar. Know your surroundings, important as an outfielder.
Yeah, you hit that warning track, and that wall comes faster than you think sometimes.
Taylon Snow. Rivera gets a good lead off of off of first. Tries to draw the throw from Maddie Hansen, but maturity behind the plate. She knows, give up the base and let's get the out at the plate.
Yeah, I think had that not been a changeup, she might have thrown it. But because it was a changeup, Rivera had that much bigger of a jump and was just decided to hold on to it. But here we're in a 2-out situation again that Auburn's been really good at all weekend, scoring runs.
You know, Auburn yesterday, they had 4 base hits with 2 outs and a runner on third base. Tonight is second and third here in the bottom of the first, and a chance to break the scoreless tie.
See if Snow can add to her RBI total. There it is.
Bouncing ball, it gets through. That scores Mccracken. Here comes Rivera. And another 2-out base hit for the orange and blue. And this time it's Tannen Snow.
So Tannen Snow adding to her RBI total there, just hits it right up the middle. But I want you to watch the defense here. Instead of coming up and throwing it to the plate, because if that throw comes to the plate, Snow's at second base, and we got another runner in scoring position. They played it safe. It's early in the game. We'll concede that run. We'll keep the force in play. I think they think they're going to score some runs.
Smart job by Katie Schultz in center field. And it's Brittany Marissette in the lineup. As Marissette, the designated player. Marissette, a player, too, that's been coming on in the last couple of weeks. Again, trying to establish the bat and be an everyday starter in the lineup for Auburn.
I think Auburn has a few players that they're working in and out, trying to see who's going to be that everyday player.
Marissette over the top of that one. It's a 1-1 count. She had a big hit yesterday against Villanova. And Coach Mickey Dean has really liked what he's seen this year from the junior. Had her first triple yesterday and drove in 2 runs. Slow chopper could be trouble. Stavro charges. Everybody safe. Infield single. Brittany Marissette extends the inning for Auburn.
Yeah, sometimes when things are going right for you, they're just going right. And she sees how big how high a hop that is, and she's got a chance, takes off. There's not much you can do with that as a fielder.
Marissette, good speed. I mean, she's an outfielder since coming to Auburn. Used to be a catcher. I mean, it just goes to show you the athleticism, her versatility of how she can help her ball club.
Yeah, and then here we come again. And you've gone through that, you get 2 outs, you think, okay, I'm feeling good, and now you got to face Justice Perry.
Well, you and I talked about this on our first broadcast today, Amy, is Justice Perry, a player like her hitting just under 400 with a home run, 8 RBIs in the 7th spot of the lineup. And lines one into right field. Being waved home is Snow. The throw cut off, Snow will score, and a 2-out RBI single for Justice Perry.
What a great piece of hitting for Perry. She let that ball get deep and drove it hard to right field. There it is. She just stayed on it. She knew it. She knew it when she hit it. And that's another 2-out RBI for Auburn.
Well, and look at this. Since the sac fly from Kendall Veach, Auburn has had 2 RBI base hit Tannen Snow. Infield base hit Brittany Marissette. 2-out RBI base hits for Justice Perry. The Tigers are 3 for 3 this inning with 2 outs. You have to like your chances when you have that approach tonight.
Absolutely. And when things are going your way, things are going your way. Like Marissette, she gets her bat on the ball and beats one out in the infield.
Up to Bree Fornes, the left fielder. And a good swing, foul tipped, but better movement by KK Letty.
I thought we might go, we might see Coach Dean steal first pitch here.
Yeah, Auburn's been aggressive with that.
They have, but yeah, he decided not to. But the catcher was ready to throw.
An off-speed change. Perry goes. They draw the throw. Here's Snow coming home. She's thrown out. Zoe Stavro to Maddie Hansen for the tag, and the inning comes to a close. But Auburn, they strike first. A 2 RBI single, Tannen Snow. It's 3-0 Auburn. 3-0 Auburn. Auburn was putting pressure on the Bison in the bottom of the first inning. It was runners at the corners, Bree Fornes at the plate, but Auburn runs themselves into the 3rd out of the inning. Great defense by North Dakota State. The catcher, Hansen, throws down, and they catch Brittany Marissette trying to take home. And it was a great job cutting off the throw to second, and you see Hansen getting Marissette just on the back of the helmet. You see her hair flip up on the tag, and just great defense there by North Dakota State. Auburn, of course, Amy, you have to like the aggressiveness because that aggressiveness got them a 3-0 lead.
Sure, and early in the game, at that point you have to catch, throw, catch, throw, catch. And that's a lot and in a small amount of time to make them make the play. And credit to them, they did.
Coach Mueller's team trying to get some runs back here in the top of the second inning. It'll be Kane, Soriano, Anderson for North Dakota State. And last night, Kane, she hit in the third spot of the order. Had a tough night, was 0 for 3, but was facing Auburn's ace in Michaela Martin last night. Bouncing ball, backhanded stop underneath the glove of Mccracken, and the first error of the night for Auburn.
Yeah, I don't think you see that very often. If Mccracken had that one to do over, she'd get in front of that ball.
Nonetheless, Sam Kane puts it in play.
You can see she's got time to move, but once backhand stab at it, and it just gets through.
Kane, the leadoff runner aboard for North Dakota State. That's what the Bison need to chip away, trying to get back in it. Stephanie Soriano, right fielder, up next. She made a great play in the first inning with a deep fly ball hit by Kendall Veach to right field.
That's Mccracken's only second error all year.
Yeah.
And when you're that good with the glove and you've got that much confidence, I think it's okay to not get in front of it.
Well, and two, she's a double play machine. She has the experience, but yeah, for her, I mean, she's very good with the glove. I mean, she's probably the cleanest player defensively that Auburn has in the infield. And look, when you play long enough, that's going to happen. But the thing is, for the senior, it's how you bounce back.
That's absolutely right.
Chopper, Taylon Snow charges, takes it to first. A lot of speed coming from Soriano, but she's retired and moves Kane up to second.
Taylon Snow is one of my favorite players to watch make this play. I mean, it's a do-or-die situation. You got to come and get it. You got to throw it on the run. And it just looks good when she does it.
Well, knows too, hey, go straight to first. You have no shot at the double play off that bounce.
Yeah, now North Dakota State has a runner at second base. I'm sure they're thinking, let's scratch one here, see what happens.
Vanessa Anderson, chance tonight with a runner on second. She's a 5 RBI player on the season. Hitting right at 200. How do you like Lexy Hanley tonight? No strikeouts. North Dakota State putting the ball in play, having to rely on the defense, but she is getting some outs.
Yeah, I thought the first inning, that double play helped her a ton. I mean, the ball was hit hard. She made a great play. I was interested to see how she would settle in this inning. But she's coming out. She's throwing strikes.
Gets down to 2-0 to Anderson here. Comes back on the outside corner for her first strike. And Anderson, though she is a power hitter, she hit a home run off of Paige Parker of Oklahoma in the NCAA tournament. Launches one deep to left field here. A mile high. Will it stay fair? It is a 2-run shot for Vanessa Anderson. Her first home run of the season. And North Dakota State is back within one.
She got all of that one. And I think, again, we were talking about the first and third defense, and they're throwing it down. I think Coach Miller is, willing to concede a run because he knew he was going to score some. And the velocity of that coming off, it was high, but it probably landed a good 20 feet beyond the fence.
Well, again, Anderson, power hitter, produced some home runs last year, had 8 with 31 RBIs, and again, she had a home run off one of the best pitchers in the country in recent years, in Paige Parker of Oklahoma. Not many players have been able to say that.
Right, and when you're facing a pitcher like Parker, like Hanley, who's going to provide the velocity, sometimes you get the barrel on the ball, and that happens.
So now Lexy Hanley having to bounce back after surrendering a home run, and looking at Hanley's stats, that was the first home run she's given up this season.
Well, and she's got one out. The bases are clear. She's facing the bottom of the lineup.
Ahead 0-2.
Yeah, she just needs to come right after these hitters, dump it, move on.
Well, for North Dakota State, that's huge. Auburn comes out, has some great two-out hitting in the bottom of the first inning. What a way to answer here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and I think Coach Dean spoke to that a little bit. When you have a good hitting inning, you need to come out as a defense and shut them down.
0-2 in the air, turns foul.
So I think it's important that even though they gave up a couple runs, that they get these next two outs here before turning it over to the top of the lineup.
But again, for Coach Dean and Auburn, this is why you schedule teams like North Dakota State, because when you come in and you circle the opponents on the schedule, the Tiger Invitational, North Dakota State is hands down number one on the list. And I think one of the reasons Auburn playing them twice this weekend.
Absolutely. We've talked a little bit in the first game about how they're heading out to the Judy Garmin Classic and the teams they're going to face there. And that's
the
a huge
0-2.
strikeout.
Went up and away to get that one. And the first of the night for Lexy Hanley.
Yeah, and you're going to see she's going to climb the ladder just a little bit, and outside to a slapper. That's a tough pitch to hit when you're running away from it, and a really, really good job of Lexy Hanley getting that out.
Ninth batter, Montana DeCamp, the shortstop, coming to bat. And DeCamp, she's one of those players kind of similar to Morgan Padani of Auburn in the bottom spot of the order, is find a way to get on base. Be that extra leadoff hitter in the order because she has good speed coming from shortstop.
And she took a healthy cut there. She's not going to get cheated.
Inning started with an error for North Dakota State. Two batters later, Vanessa Anderson blasts one to left field to cut the Auburn lead down to one. Tigers trying to get back in the dugouts.
I think this at-bat is going to be really big for Hanley moving forward. She needs to come right at DeCamp, shut this inning down.
Well, this part of the season, a growing season for Lexy Hanley. Medical redshirt last year out of Akron. So she hasn't pitched in 2 seasons and has a hard bouncer that'll get through into left center. And a 2-out base hit for DeCamp. She extends the inning, and that is the 4th base hit of the night for the Bison.
So now we're taking it up to the top, and this will be the second time that these hitters have seen Hanley. She's going to have to mix it up just a little more.
Hanley will face the top of the order for the second time tonight as the leadoff hitter Madison Camacho. Camacho bounced out to third her first appearance.
I think Hanley would like to know where that pitch was.
Camacho pulls back, gets a piece of it. And one thing that North Dakota State is doing here this inning is starting to get Hanley's pitch count up. You can see it's a human night here in Auburn, and you see the blood's flowing a little bit in the circle right now for Lexy Hanley.
Sure, and last night she only two and a third innings. Is that how much she went?
Yeah. Yeah, last night, or yesterday, she went 2 2/3. And it was the walks that she struggled with yesterday. Still had good strikeout numbers, though, but only threw 47 pitches.
I think the runner's going to be in motion here.
1-2, held off the rise. Way to be patient for Madison Camacho.
2 outs and 2 strikes. You're at the top of the lineup. If something happens here, you start the next inning at the top of your lineup. I don't know. I think I'd put some pressure on the Auburn defense. Well, now she's going for sure. 3-2 count.
Well, for Camacho here, though, kind of like the approach she has. She swung at the first pitch, one out in her first at bat, and now she's battling here, 2-2 count, fighting off pitch after pitch. With a good approach and staying short on the swing.
There goes the runner.
But now for Hanley here, it kind of becomes a mind game in the circle. This can be a growing moment for you as a coach and as a pitcher.
Sure, she just needs to do her thing, concentrate on her pitch, hit her spot, and get the ground ball out and get out of the inning.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Slow roller to third, and Tannen Snow to first. Inning comes to a close, but North Dakota State, they get 2 back. It starts off an error. Sam Kane to second. 2 batters later, Vanessa Anderson takes one long to left. It's 3-2 Auburn, headed to the bottom of the second. 2 outs hitting has been the difference for the Auburn Tigers. Tannen Snow to lead off the inning, drives in at 2 with 2 outs and puts Justice Perry an opportunity. She scores 1 with 2 outs a couple batters later, and when you're that successful with 2 outs, you help yourself out. And Auburn's needed every one of those runs because North Dakota State, they come back and responded with 2 in the top half of the second inning. But Auburn, you know, you look at how they've gotten better with their approach since the opening weekend of the season. They dropped 2 that they didn't feel like they should have lost in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Well, they've come back. They've improved at the plate every single game from that tournament. Bree Fornes drives one left center field. It goes off the wall, and Fornes heads into second, has to speed up underneath the tag for a leadoff double.
What a great job by Fornes. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that'll get your team pumped up. She could have easily rounded first base and settled for that.
Well, and for Fornes, her size is deceiving.
She drives the ball. I kind of want to see her get out of the box. Because as soon as she takes off, she's going. And look, the center fielder does a great job, too, actually, getting the ball in because it was a bang-bang play.
Morgan Padani, next batter up. Padani hitting behind Fornes, and they can kind of do some damage at the bottom of the order because, again, both good speed. And with Bree Fornes, she has deceptive power. She has a home run, 2 doubles on the season. And, again, her average, when she gets it going, can be dangerous.
This is just what Auburn needed. They gave up 2 runs, turn around, and leadoff double.
Yeah. How do you respond in this situation?
Exactly.
Padani takes the changeup.
Sometimes when you take a pitch, that's just best, and that was just a great pitch. I mean, again, it's speaking to them not getting themselves out. You don't want to swing at a pitch where you're going to get a little ground ball, not move the runner. But you know, she did a great job last game, hitting it to the right side and scoring a run.
Letty trying to go inside, barely missed.
Now, there she is again, working all over the plate, all around the zone. Great job on the Auburn hitters. They're laying off.
Well, I think Letty knows, hey, this is the part of the order she's got to attack because the top half is the part that gave her trouble, and that's what's coming up.
Yep, and then we're working it to another 3-2 count.
Now, her third 3-2 count of the night. She got a ground ball out on the first and walked the second batter in Rivera. Fornes on second for Auburn. Payoff and just missed off the off speed, and Padani, she almost offered at it, but she held up.
She comes back with the changeup here, and Oh, that is a tough pitch. And I don't know that she laid off of it so much as she thought it was a ball as that she was fooled.
Beatty finding another way on base. And Beatty last season, that being a walk, Beatty, she walked 23 times last year. She has walked 3 times now this season. And it's first and second, nobody out for Auburn. This is where you got to be careful.
Yeah, and credit to Letty right here. She is not giving in. She's going to pitch where she wants to pitch, hit her spots, try to make the Auburn hitters get themselves out because she knows if she puts it over the plate, they're going to hit it.
Bouncing ball to short. They can't. Bobbles throws to first. It's late.
Here you can see Snow make contact and immediately she's down the line. And any bobble with a slapper like that, you're going to be safe.
So an error loads the bases for Auburn.
And look who's up.
The most dangerous hitter, Casey Mccracken. Her average increased after that one-out base hit in the first up to 548. Has a team high 15 RBIs.
And if you take a look at North Dakota State's infield, their second base and shortstop is inside the line. And you have a hitter like Mccracken, if she hits it hard, it's going to get through. Maybe even a hit that would not normally get through.
And here's the thing, with all 3 runners on the bases, they can run. Mccracken with a green light. She takes a hack at the first 2, and Letty ahead 0-2.
I almost think this early in the game, maybe we get a bigger infield and maybe turn a double play.
Oh-2. Letty wasn't going anywhere close near the strike zone on that one. A lot of offense already in this one. 3 in the bottom of the first for Auburn, 2 in the top of the second for North Dakota State. Both teams have combined for 9 hits.
And again, Mccracken started out 0-2. She's worked the count back even. And now she knows she's going to get a pitch decently close because Letty does not want to go 3-2 with the bases loaded.
Snow on first, Beatty on second, Fornes on third. And after an 0-2 count, Mccracken patient at the plate.
And now you're facing a situation with a hitter hitting over 500 who knows she's going to get, you don't want to walk in a run at this point.
Payoff pitch. Down the line, right field line is a fair ball. Fornes will score. Here comes Beatty. The throw in, holding at third is Snow, and a 2 RBI double for Casey Mccracken, turning into be one of the best hitters in the country. 17th RBI, and that average just skyrocketed well above 530.
Yeah, and again, she knew it was going to come somewhere, and she just keeps her hands in, drives it. It comes off a little bit. When you're hitting, it's going to find it, and rolls down in the corner. And again, the throw goes into second base. Talon might have been able to score, but with no outs, there's no reason to really chance it.
A runner at second, and it'll be a new pitcher for North Dakota State. It'll be Paige Vargas. We'll have her numbers after this timeout. Is 5-2 Auburn. Paige Vargas, the new pitcher for North Dakota State. Vargas went 6 innings last night for the Bison. Gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs to Auburn with 2 walks, 4 strikeouts in 84 pitches, faced 26 batters. So she's seen this Auburn lineup before, Amy. What does she got to do to make an adjustment? Because Auburn, they're swinging the bat even better tonight than they were last night.
Right, and I'm guessing if she had to pick a situation, it wouldn't be no outs and then facing Rivera the first time out.
With second and third.
Right.
But Vargas, though, good numbers this season. Well, a lot of innings this season. And only a freshman. In high school, 62-23 out of Mission Viejo, California. 28 shutouts with 529 career strikeouts, and has a lot of upside for North Dakota State.
And again, North Dakota State's brought their infield in, looking to have play at the plate.
Rivera taking a strike on the corner. Last night, Rivera went 3 for 3 against Vargas with a run scored and 3 runs batted in a solo home run. Slow chopper to first. Anderson stays down. Rivera holds down the line and makes Anderson come tagger. But that was smart as Auburn's Mccracken and Snow, they did not break from second and third.
For sure, and they were facing another situation with first base open with Rivera up.
But it doesn't get easier.
No, and last at bat, Kendall drove it deep to right.
Yeah, Veach, she just missed a home run with runners on base, first and second, and had a sac fly to right. And she missed a home run, by a couple of feet?
Just a couple, and she's really been hitting it hard all weekend, and probably deserves more to show for, she's just hit it right at people.
Veach had a breakout weekend in Gulf Shores. Had 3 home runs that weekend. Each a player that playing a new position this season. Well, new to where she's normally been playing. She's played on the corners last year for Auburn, played some at third, and then finished the year at first.
I think that just goes to show they're trying to find a way to keep her bat in the lineup. She's done a tremendous job with the pitchers behind the plate this weekend.
Well, and 2 for Auburn again this year. Courtney Shea left a big hole at catcher. Auburn didn't have a hole at catcher for 4 years because it was Shea and then Carly Wallace with Shea for the first 3 years of Shea's career. And then Kendall Veach just didn't need to catch her first 3 years on campus. But she will take 3 or make that 4 in a row from Paige Vargas, and that loads the bases with 1 out. And that'll bring Tannen Snow back up to the plate. Snow hitless last night against Vargas, but she is 1 for 1 tonight with a 2 RBI single.
And again, North Dakota State, their defense inside the baseline.
For the defense, where would you have them play with bases loaded here this situation? Hitter like Tannen Snow up.
Well, with 1 out, I know it's hard to turn a double play in softball, harder than baseball. The bases are so close, but I just feel like they need something to get them out of this inning right now. And also, you get a bigger infield, you can get to balls that you wouldn't otherwise, and you got to force at any bag. You don't have to throw it across the diamond.
1-0's low and inside. Good job, Maddie Hansen behind the plate, being a wall with the bases loaded and keeping that ball in front, preventing another run from scoring.
So there's a new baseball rule this year, right? 6 times that you can have a conference,
yeah. And
they would consider this a conference in baseball.
Yeah, they actually implemented a rule like that last year with college softball. It's a rule to try to break up or speed up the game a little bit and break up the monotony of just going back and forth out to the circle or to the pitching mound, depending on the sport. And honestly, I think it helps the game because with softball, too, they've got softball down to a science.
Right, and you used to see, throw it around the diamond, everybody come in the middle, high five.
Tannen Snow down the line. That'll score at least a couple. And Tannen Snow's bat stays red hot. She has 4 RBIs on the night. Auburn extends the lead 7-2.
You see Tannen Snow got an inside pitch here and did not miss it. Here comes the pitch, is riding inside and just gets her barrel through the ball. And that's a good looking swing right there. Just on time, level through. And the result, 2 more runs.
Well, you look at Auburn's losses opening weekend in Gulf Shores. The Tigers left runners on base. Amy, they are not having that trouble tonight because with Auburn, again, runners in scoring position tonight. The Tigers have been spectacular. 316. Brittany Marsette's been with runners on base. Hot shot, Vanessa Anderson down the line, advances the runners from second to third. And Marissette out at first, 2 outs.
Even that ball was hit pretty hard. But she moves the runners, and now you got runners at second and third in scoring position with 2 outs. See if Auburn comes up with another big hit.
Yeah, Auburn tonight, they are batting 2 for 3 with runners on third, less than 2 outs. 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And when you find ways to score runners, it makes you impossible to beat in those scenarios.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Hansen blocking up that ball and at this point saving any run. I mean, it's so early and North Dakota State can hit the ball.
And Perry gets a hitter's count, 2 balls, no strikes. Perry 1 for 1 with an RBI single, had a 2-out RBI single back in the first.
And she's worked the count to 2-0. I think that's where it was her last at bat when she drove it down the line.
Off the end of the bat, Stavro quick with it at first, inning over. And Auburn gets 4 more in the seconds. Tannen Snow having a night, 4 RBIs, 7-2 at the end of 2. Top of the third inning, 7-2 Auburn. Lots to smile about at J.B. Moore Field tonight. Auburn's offense, Amy Reef, has been spectacular. Before the last out in the bottom of the second, Auburn was 3 for 3 with 2-out hitting. And you look at Auburn's stats tonight with runners in scoring position. Tigers driving in runs and not leaving runners on base. 7 runs, 7 hits. A good night for Mickey Dean.
Yeah, and that was huge to come back. They scored 3 in the first and then gave up 2 and then come and put a 4 spot on. That just helps Lexy Hanley out. See if she can settle in here in the third inning.
Well, for North Dakota State, you can't count them out because after Auburn scored 3 in the first inning, North Dakota State came back, scored 2 in the second inning. What will the Bison do here in the third? Second time around for the Bison order against Hanley. Slow roller will stay fair. Snow, Perry, 1 out.
There you go, 1 pitch, 1 out. It was a good curveball, got in on her hands.
Second time tonight that's happened that Hanley has started an inning with a 1 pitch, 1 out ground ball. Always nice as a pitcher when that can happen.
For sure. And she needs to just, again, sometimes teams get 2 outs and they relax just a little bit. I think that's when the focus needs to be turned up a little bit more.
Kara Beatty, a big hack on the first swing. Rightfully so. Beatty started tonight 1 for 1, single in the first inning. And of course, good stats on the year as a designated player. A couple homers, 8 runs batted in, and a good on-base percentage. This is the part of the order, of course, too, that pieced together a couple of hits against Hanley, and no runs given up in the first inning for Hanley, but it was kind of the star. North Dakota State piecing together 4 hits tonight and again 2 runs.
Yeah, and she's thrown some pitches. She's already through the lineup. We're the second time through the lineup there, but she's got 2 strikes. And I'm sure she's looking to get a 1-2-3 inning here.
Yeah, hasn't had one yet tonight. And that second inning lengthy for Hanley. But also, too, I think after the outing yesterday against Villanova, has had some strong points this weekend. And gets a strikeout here. Kara Beatty chases a high one. Second strikeout for Hanley.
And this is just a great pitch. You can see she really gets under it, and the spin just jumps up over her bat. And again, here we go with 2 outs. This is where you need to really focus in, and you're going to face a good hitter.
But I think Hanley here, I think she's wanting to go much deeper into the game. Again, made it 2 2/3 yesterday against Villanova. Locates a strike on the hands on Hansen, and yeah, for Hanley, I mean, she's without a question trying to establish herself as a starting pitcher, be in the weekend rotation come mid-March when SEC play starts. And to do that, hey, you have to work your way back in and carry some games, get deeper into some ball games. And I know that's the goal for her and her head coach.
Sure, and she's a different look than Michaela Martin. I mean, they're both lefties, but Michaela's going to pound you down, 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 down. And you're going to see a lot of curveballs from Hanley and then mixing in a change here and there.
And Hanley, a very good pitcher her freshman season at Akron, as she was the Mid-American Conference Freshman of the Year in 2017. And again, when she came to Auburn, a lot of people in the stands tonight excited about this kid for head coach Mickey Dean. Glove side for Taylon Snow. Shuffles the feet, throws to first. Inning over. 1-2-3 for Lexy Hanley. 7-2 Auburn. Bottom of the third inning in Auburn, Alabama. It's Auburn and North Dakota State, with the Tigers leading 7-2, and joined now by North Dakota State head coach Darren Mueller. And coach, a tough night in the pitching circle for your team, facing a good Auburn club. But Paige Vargas, she faced Auburn last night. What can she do here to kind of keep your team in it throughout the night?
Coach, you want to talk about you cut the lead to 1 run and then came back in the bottom of that inning and gave up 4 runs.
Coach, appreciate the visit. Best of luck the rest of the weekend. North Dakota State head coach Darren Mueller, as Paige Vargas returns to the circle for North Dakota State. And will face Fornes Padani Snow. And Bree Fornes, she's the player that got the rally started last inning with a double.
Yeah, Auburn batted around. She led it off with the double to left center.
And for Fornes, that was her second base hit of the night. second double of the year, I should say. As Fornes getting the start in left. Starting both games today for Auburn in left field.
And I think the pitchers on both sides are maybe, they're just barely missing.
And the offenses has taken advantage tonight of some pitches from both teams. Liner and a snag by Anderson at first. What a play by the first baseman.
And she hits another hard ball, and that's just pure reaction right there, catching that. She's hitting the ball hard right now.
And protecting the line is Vanessa Anderson. One out. Morgan Padani coming up next. Padani walked her first appearance, one of the 4 runs to score in the second for Auburn. Vargas working away on the righties early.
Again, that's really, really tough as a pitcher. These Auburn hitters are doing such a great job of letting that pitch go, and you bring that one more ball inside, and that's when they're going to hit it.
Well, again, even mentioned it before, but I think having seen Vargas last night, this is the 4th time around that Auburn has seen her as Padani's pops one up to the camp at shortstop. 2 easy outs, and Paige Vargas doing a nice job taking care of business here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, so when you, as a pitcher, you get up 2 strikes, and then you try to put that ball, maybe 1 ball off the plate, 2 balls off the plate. And sometimes you get that call. Tonight, they are absolutely not getting it, and you got to bring it over the plate. And Auburn's just done a really good job.
Well, it's tough putting it over the plate. Easier said than done to say, hey, pitch to contact and use the defense. It's a lot more complex than...
Right, and you don't want to do that.
Right.
You want to have the hitter get themselves out. You want to eat the corners, and sometimes you might get the ball outside, or you might get 1 ball inside, and it's just not happening on either side of the plate.
Taylon Snow 0 for 2 looking for a base hit. And Paige Vargas, after getting behind 2-0 to the first hitters, ahead 0-2 on Snow.
A 1-2-3 inning here would really help Vargas and North Dakota State take that momentum into the dugout.
Snow continues to battle at the plate, and for Taylon Snow, what a year she's having. Hitting under 400, hit around 330 last year, was an all-SEC freshman team selection. A true talent coming out of Southern California.
And a lot of times hitting is contagious, and I think you've seen that this weekend.
That one came in. I thought it nicked her on the pants.
I thought so too, but as a pitcher, again, you have hitters that are staying in there, they're not flinching, they're not moving off of the plate, and that just makes the plate look that much smaller.
One, two, fights off a pitch low and away, and Stavro cleans it up for a 1-2-3 inning. Auburn on top at the end of 3.
No.
Look around the NCAA. 10 teams remain undefeated. 4 teams each from the SEC and ACC. Of course, the defending national champs. They remain number 1 in the top 25. 3 wins in the last week over the top 25 teams. 2 of those from the SEC at Tennessee and LSU. But the SEC and Pac-12 take over in the top 10. SEC with 7 teams and Pac-12 with 3 teams in the SEC and Pac-12. They're going to collide next week in Southern California in the Judy Garman Classic. For Auburn, they'll take on UCLA, Oregon, and Washington. And oh, by the way, the number 1 team in the SEC, the Florida Gators, they will be out west at Cal State Fullerton as well. Going to be a packed weekend next week, Amy Reef. And you look at what's going on in the ACC, who's doing well out west, SEC. I mean, it just gets you excited. It's that time of year, and we're in the thick of things. This college softball season. Sam Kane lines one into right center for a leadoff base hit.
Yeah, I would venture a guess that you're going to see some of those teams in Oklahoma City at the end of the year.
I think the majority of the teams that we just mentioned, you're going to find a lot of them in postseason play. Of course, Auburn, there just a few short seasons ago, competing for a national championship in 2016. And, of course, this team had probably some of the best highlights in recent years of the Women's College World Series.
Yeah, I seem to remember a catch.
Yeah, a home run robbed by Tiffany Howard of Auburn. And of course, Auburn volunteer assistant coach Emily Carasoni, she had a walk-off grand slam game 2 of the national championship to force game 3. So, and the thing about this Auburn team, the senior class was a part of that team. They were freshmen that year on a team that won the SEC tournament championship and were the national runner-ups.
There's really something to be said for being there, because it can be, I mean, that's a big stage, and being there the first time, it's tough. So to have that experience going into this and the SEC tournaments and postseason, I think that's just going to, when you have people like Mccracken out there, Rivera out there leading this team, it's just going to help.
Yeah, Mccracken, her along with Kendall Veach and all the others in this senior class, Michaela Martin, Bree Fornes, Morgan Padani, all players that were in Oklahoma City. And Martin, of course, she was a big part of that team, just having started some games out there.
Yeah, and now Lexy Hanley is getting a little bit of a taste of how tight this zone is tonight.
In the hole, 3-1 to Soriano. Soriano chased what would have been ball 4, and the count goes full.
I think North Dakota State at this point, they just need to play station to station, get a runner on, don't run yourself out of innings, don't run yourself into outs, get a couple in this inning, get a couple in the next inning, get back in the game.
Well, they did that in the second inning, got 2 across. And for Soriano, liner off the net.
Yeah, Soriano is making Hanley work, and we mentioned that she's thrown quite a few pitches in the first couple innings, so that's what you got to do. And now it's their second time through seeing her, third time through seeing her.
Yeah, up to 56 pitches tonight. And gets the strikeout here in the hole. 3-1, comes back 3-2, and gets the strikeout away. That's number 3 tonight.
You can see how far outside this ball is. I'm guessing she wants that one back. That would have been ball 4.
Big out for Hanley, because now all of a sudden a double play ball gets you out of the inning. And Kendall Veach will call time to chat with Lexy Hanley. And I know what this is about, because Vanessa Anderson, the player that was last up at the plate, had a 2-run blast with 1 out in the second, and it was a moonshot to left.
Yeah, with you're up 5 runs. I mean, personally, I think I would see if she could hit it that far again.
North Dakota State swinging the bats well. 5 hits tonight, but they have left a few on base. And for Anderson, that was her first home run of the season. Gave her 7th run batted in. 1-0 pitch straight away center. Padani, plenty of time to spare, and is 2 down.
See that curveball from Hanley got in on her hands a little bit. She got the fly out she needed, 2 outs. So we have a leadoff single to start the inning, and then 2 straight outs.
Starting to see Lexy Hanley settle in a bit tonight. And credit to North Dakota State. It hasn't been easy to get them out tonight. I think Hanley will tell you, though, this is the performance she's needed tonight to kind of grind one out and go deep into a ball game.
Yeah, I think it was important after she gave up those 2 runs.
Hard bouncer, diving stop, looks from the knees is Snow, but no play to be made. That's a base hit for Schultz. But again, for Auburn, all the base hits is no harm done because they're not extra base hits.
It's just a great job of putting it in the 5-6 hole as a slapper. That's where you want it to go because, and then and obviously great backhand play. Keep it on the infield, but she just doesn't have the runner going. Nowhere to throw it.
Next batter, Montana DeCamp. DeCamp singled her first appearance tonight as well. The thing about DeCamp, she has the ability to beat out infield singles as well. Has very good speed, being a shortstop for North Dakota State.
And Auburn with the really big infield, 2 outs, any base.
Hard bouncer, it hits the runner in Kane, and the inning comes to a close. Talk about a break for the orange and blue. And the inning's over, headed to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers on top, 7-2. Second inning, a big inning for Auburn. 4 runs. It started with Bree Fornes. Liner off the left center field wall for a double, and bases loaded. Casey Mccracken takes it opposite field, and Mccracken has a 2 RBI double, and Auburn extends the lead some more. Here's Tannen Snow. She gets a part of the RBI action. She has 4 RBIs on the night with a 2 RBI single to left field. Auburn answers a 2-run home run from North Dakota State with 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, and for Auburn, none other than Casey Mccracken to lead off the inning.
Yeah, last inning Auburn went 1-2-3. And that was the first time all game, so I'm sure North Dakota State, they want to get on top. They want to get that first out.
Yeah, first out because Auburn has a chance to do some more damage here. You have Mccracken, Rivera, Veach, Snow, Marissette. I mean, not an easy out in any of those names.
It's really, really not.
And look at McCracken's average. It's been climbing and climbing up to 550. Has a single and a double tonight, 2 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs. And for McCracken last night against North Dakota State, she was 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk.
She just looks so comfortable at the plate.
How could you not be?
Right.
I mean, these are video game numbers she's putting up here.
It really is. And these are not like blooper hits. I mean, she is driving the ball every time.
That one about a foot in front of the plate for Paige Vargas. But Vargas had a nice 3rd inning. A much-needed 1-2-3 inning for North Dakota State. And I really like the way she's competed this weekend here against Auburn. You got to remember, only a freshman. She doesn't show it with her composure.
Nope, and that's a good pitch to come back there. 2 strikes, even the count.
Vargas used her defense for all 3 outs. Got a great play from Anderson at first. Got a pop out to short, then a play at second. Continues to go outside on Casey Mccracken.
I was just thinking that. Like, all of her hits have been to the right side today. I mean, they have mixed speeds on her a little bit, but I haven't seen them come inside.
Well, with Mccracken's home run power, she has 5 on the year. What do you go inside, risk one pulling? Or do you continue to stay on the outside where she's beat you every time tonight?
I think I would try one time.
Two-two, Chopper snagged down by Vargas, and it's one down. The pitcher helps herself out with the defense in the circle.
They stayed outside on her. She was just a little bit ahead of it.
Base is empty, 1 out, and now Paige Vargas. She has retired 6 in a row in the circle for Auburn. Or excuse me, for North Dakota State, but getting 6 Auburn hitters out. Rivera taking a first pitch strike. She's hitless tonight after a 3-for-3 night last night.
Yeah, but she drew a walk her first at bat, still getting on base.
And
still being
base.
patient, yeah.
And that pitch for Vargas. Couple times tonight, couple times this inning too, that is kind of skipped to the plate. Hasn't gotten all the way there on the release.
No, and not that pitch, but I have seen at bats where Rivera, she will be way out in front of a changeup, way out on her front foot, and she's just not doing that right now.
And the 1-1 just missed off the plate. You got to appreciate Hansen's effort there to squeeze it a half second longer to give the umpire time to think about it.
Yeah, again, the battery knows they put that in a ball inside, 2 balls inside over the plate, and then Rivera will make you pay. But if you're not getting that call.
2-1, another comebacker to Vargas. Same result, 1-3 as 2 outs.
Same pitch that she threw to Mccracken, yeah. Just got inside on the lefty.
Base is empty, 2 outs. Kendall Veach coming to the plate. 7 in a row retired by Vargas. Veach hitless tonight with a walk and a sack. Bouncing ball through the left side, and Veach a 2-out base hit.
There's Kendall early in the count, just driving the ball through the 5-6 hole. And now we have a 2-out situation with Auburn again. And they have proved time and time again this weekend that with 2 outs, they're not going out easy.
Veach, that's her 12th hit of the year. And Auburn's 2-out hitting tonight continues to be a talking point as Tannen Snow. It's frozen on the all-speed pitch, but it was out of the zone. You know, Auburn tonight with 2 outs, get this, 4 for 6, hitting .667. Runners in scoring position, Auburn's 4 for 9.
And Tannen Snow has had one of those hits in the first inning.
And if you look at Vargas here, she is staying low on Tannen Snow because Snow tonight having a night. 2 for 2, 4 runs batted in. Hitters count for Snow. Chased a high one up and away.
Yeah, I think she was looking for a little something different there. A 2-0 count. And she's been, you can see all inning, outside, outside, outside. And I think that's the pitch she was looking for. And then it just got up a little bit.
Oh, Snow, there was a lot of talk about her coming out of high school. She was the 2015 Max Preps National Player of the Year out of Chino Hills High School, and she set the single-season state record in California with 28 home runs and 89 runs batted in. Lifts this one to the right field side. Soriano calls off Stavro, and the inning comes to a close. Nothing off, 1 hit. 7-2 Auburn at the end of 4. Gymnastics takes over the SEC network every Friday night. And this week, number 13 Kentucky and number 19 Missouri square off in Columbia at the Hearn Center at a special time of 6 p.m. Eastern. Then it's 11th ranked Auburn and 9th ranked Alabama from Coleman Coliseum. Friday Night Heights is also streaming live on the ESPN app. Lots of action going on around the SEC this time of year. You have a softball kicking off. You have baseball starting up last weekend. Of course, March Madness right around the corner. And don't forget, of course, SEC gymnastics. And Amy Reeves, no better time of year. I mean, listen, if it's not going to be football, might as well be busy with all the other sports, right?
I heard there was a rumor if you were shorter than the Auburn head coach last week, you got in for free.
That is the rumor with gymnastics head coach Jeff Graba. I cannot confirm.
That's a great promo.
North Dakota State, top of the 5th inning. It is Madison Camacho to lead it off at the top. And Lexy Hanley back to work for the 5th inning for Auburn.
And Tan and Snow has got her out both in the 1st and the 2nd inning.
Bouncing ball, backhand, Snow to first, and the stretch from Perry in time, 1 down.
What a great play. I mean, Talon backhands it and then it just sets her feet and throws. And if she doesn't get rid of it like that, Camacho is safe.
And with the Snows on the left side, you have the power from Tannen at third, and then Talon at shortstop with her athleticism. Auburn got 2 good ones, 2 steals from Southern California.
For sure. If you hit it on the left side, you better hit it hard.
And, of course, for them, playing side by side as sisters, a rare feat for many college athletes. Stavro fouling off the 2nd pitch. And Stavro, she's had a good weekend against Auburn. No question about it. Couple hits last night, 1 for 2 tonight. She has moved all the way up to 2nd tonight after her approach last night, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and she was a first-team All-Summit League last year. She's hitting .314. She's a tough out.
That one over the head of Veach. Home plate umpire decides to duck out of the way of that one, too. Tough job those guys have behind the plate.
Absolutely. I would not want it.
Yeah, we're a lot more comfortable up here in the booth,
Oh,
aren't we?
for sure. I can talk about how close that pitch was all day.
1-2. Hanley gets the strikeout with the rise. That's number 4 of the night.
There you can see again Hanley just going up the ladder. And when that pitch is working and she knows it, it's working.
And with 2 outs, space is empty. Beatty to the plate. Just missed the inside corner. And Beatty tonight singled in the 1st, 1 for 2, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. As Hanley, she's seeking her 2nd 1-2-3 inning of the ball game, the last coming in the 3rd.
6 of 7 of her hits have gone for extra bases, so she has a little power there. And now she's sitting with the 2-0 count, so I'm certain she's looking to drive something.
Well, the hitter that has the capability to do it. Again, only 4 players in the lineup with home runs, and Beatty has 2 of them.
You can always tell an aggressive hitter. They got a 2-0 count, and she's swinging. I mean, she's not looking to walk.
North Dakota State, of course, a late night at the ballpark coming up. They've got a game against Villanova coming up after this one concludes. The 2nd day of the Tiger Invitational. Hanley cruising right along here in the 5th inning. In the hole, 3-1 to Beatty here. It's the tip, swing and miss.
Again, being aggressive.
Well, one thing, Hanley tonight, she's made the adjustment from yesterday. Because tonight, North Dakota State has earned what they've gotten. 6 hits, 2 runs. In the air. Carrying back to right field. Rivera to the warning track. Goes off the glove, off the wall. In motion is Beatty at third. And Auburn gets it in. That is a triple for Kara Beatty. Just missing the 2-out home run.
We were talking earlier in the game how that wall comes really fast. And I think if Rivera would have had one more foot, she would have made that catch. But she's going back hard, and then feels the wall. And she's right there. One more step. And she would have had it. That's a tough play to make when it's hit straight over your head and you just drop, step, and go.
And what's different, too, because she is right-handed and where the ball was hit, she did not have the angle to place the glove back on the wall. She needed that hand to make the catch.
Right.
And that gives Maddie Hansen a 2-out opportunity. But for Lexy Hanley, again, yesterday she was walking batter. She has not done that tonight against North Dakota State. She's given up an error, had a home run, and base hits here or there, but again, everything that North Dakota State's doing is earned, and I think as a pitcher, she'll take that over the self-inflicted mistakes as she was having at times yesterday, but still for the most part pitched well.
For sure, and 7 hits may look like a lot on a box score, but she's really scattered them, and they haven't really threatened.
And a team like North Dakota State, look, you are going to give up base hits. Solid offensive team. 1-1. Hit a mile high left center field. Padani waits for it, goes back, falls back, and hangs on to it. Nothing across for North Dakota State in the 5th. 6, 7, 8 coming up for Auburn. Busy action tonight between Auburn and North Dakota State. If you like offense, this is your game. Casey Mccracken, 2 for 3 for Auburn, a single, a double, 2 runs batted in, but Tannen Snow, the player of the watch, 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 RBI singles for 4 total on the night. But Letty tonight, 1 inning pitch, 6 hits, 7 runs for North Dakota State. Trouble in the circle for the starting pitcher, but Vanessa Anderson, she bounced back and answered back for North Dakota State. Her first homer of the year, a 2-run blast to left field, and that is where we stand, headed to the bottom of the 5th. It's been all Auburn, and Amy Reed for Auburn tonight, it's been the situational hitting. Auburn hasn't had a long ball today. It has been the 2-out hitting that has continued, and the bats continue to stay hot.
Yeah, and some good base running. They've taken the extra bases. But credit to Vargas. She's shut down. She's got 8 of the last 9 hitters out. She's gone through the heart of the lineup 2 times, and she's really given North Dakota State a chance here.
Leading off the inning, Brittany Marissette. Marissette singled her first appearance tonight. Having a good batting average to start the season for the junior. A 1 will miss off the plate from Vargas, and Vargas had a stretch before a 2-out base hit from Veach last inning. She retired 7 in a row.
Yeah, and Marissette, that looked like the same pitch there. The first one was a changeup, but
Marissette, one of 2 players out of Georgia, and swings through that one to make it a 1-2 count. Trying to hold up. Hard to lay off those pitches that are high and tight once you go.
It really is, so that's why you get 3.
One, 2, goes opposite way. DeCamp, the throw deep in the hole. Too hot to handle for Anderson, and Marissette safe at first. May have beat that one out.
Yeah, I think she was gonna. That was just a really, she fields this really deep, and I think that just goes to show what a great play Taylor made the inning before.
And a throw.
Yeah, I think even if she scoops it, she's safe.
So a second base hit of the night, officially ruled a single for Marissette. Tough one for DeCamp, though, because she's athletic at shortstop.
Yeah, it was a great play. And, you teach your infielders if they're that deep, you're going to miss low, so your first baseman can scoop it up. It was just a tough play.
And Anderson, she's made a stretch or 2 here this weekend for North Dakota State. Still one, if you ask both players, they'll say, hey, we want it back. Justice Perry. She's had a sneaky productive day at the plate for Auburn. She was hit a couple of times in the first game, went 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. In this game tonight, she's 1 for 2 with an RBI single.
Yeah, and it was one of those 2-out hits again.
2-0 off the plate. And again, Perry, one of those players that she has the numbers that she brings it every day, just consistent day in and day out. And the coaches talk about it with her is, hey, it's all about the approach, because the ability's been there since her freshman season, but it's learning how to channel it between the ears, and she's done that this season.
For sure, and when she swings, she's not going to get cheated.
And draws the walk here again. Her on-base percentage just the day alone has been well above 500. That's runners at first and second for Auburn with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. And the thing for Auburn this weekend, it has been 1 through 9 consistently applying the pressure. It hasn't just been the top in Mccracken, Rivera Beach. It has been 1 through 9 for Auburn.
For sure, and if you look at the batting averages, you have some that are just crazy high. And then you have some that are average, but if you go over to the on-base percentage, everyone is in the 400s, 500s. Mccracken 600. So they're drawing walks, they're getting hit by a pitch, and they're taking advantage of it.
Well, Bree Fornes, a player that swung it well tonight, doubled off the wall, scored a run in the second. Robbed of a base hit by Vanessa Anderson on, I think, has been the best play of the game defensively at first base in the third inning.
For sure. I mean, she put her glove out fast, and it wasn't like a right at her where she had to protect herself. It was just a great play.
Good pitch, inside corner, goes off speed to locate it at the belt.
That is a great pitch. When you have somebody like Fornes who's hitting the ball really, really hard, you'll see it even comes inside and just freezes her.
One, two, left it up, popped up behind second. Stavro gets there. And if that ball carried a little more, could have been trouble. But the wind kept it in, and Stavro records a much-needed out.
Yeah, I think it just got a few feet deeper than the infield fly rule. I was waiting to see if he was going to call it, but they let it go.
Will you make it behind the bags is tough to call.
It is.
And every time I think of the infield fly rule, I go back to the Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals playoff game a few years back that so many baseball fans remember. First and second, 1 out. As Morgan Padani will have an RBI opportunity.
I think we got a pinch hitter.
Yeah, you're right. Carmen Greenwood. Vargas just missing off that outside corner.
She really is just working the corners. And credit to her for not giving in.
Greenwood yesterday had a big one against Villanova. And that one caught a good chunk of the plate. And Vargas, again, loving her command tonight.
She really is. We talked about how important it is to miss around the plate. If you miss way low, way high, I mean, the batters aren't even going to sniff at it. So when you're missing close like that, you're going to get them swinging at pitches that may not be strikes.
1-1. Oh, that one bounced off the plate. And a free base for Marissette and for Justice Perry.
I think it's that changeup sometimes that she just doesn't quite...
Hasn't been there all night.
Yeah.
Well, and the few times before is hit about a foot in front of the dirt. This one right on top.
Yeah, and you can see she's throwing that flip change, and the catcher tries to glove it instead of going down and blocking.
Well, I was wrong. Actually didn't even get a piece of the plate there. It was more so on the chalk of the right-handed batter's box.
Well, we saw how important it is to throw a changeup for a strike.
Yeah.
I mean, Chardonnay Harris threw it for a strike, and it just completely changed the way she pitched today.
Only 14 strikeouts.
Only 14.
Yeah. Not many.
Yeah. Third best.
Well, the third best in program history today for Auburn. Vargas going upstairs to work the count back full. Good pitch.
Yeah, Greenwood. She wanted that one. I think it might have hit the building had she connected.
And the 3-2 will miss low and away.
And now North Dakota State is in a position here. They have one out.
And now.
But if Greenwood. Oh, yeah, we have a question on what the count is, huh?
Yeah, Coach Dean coming out. It was a 3-2 count, and Coach Dean having the question with the home plate umpire about it, but they're going to say it was 2-2, and the count remains 3-2 now.
I mean, if I had it and you had it, we can't be wrong, right?
And even looking over to the radio booth beside us, I think they had it as well.
Well, I was just going to say, if Greenwood gets on, ball 4, and she scores, the game is over.
But now it's back to the top for Auburn, and this is where it gets dangerous, Amy, because, all right, you have the bottom of the order. They did their job to get on base. You have Snow, Mccracken due up, who have been RBI machines this season, and Auburn only needs 3 runs.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically looking at it like the winning run is on first base right now. And that's just to extend the game.
And Coach Vargas, he will make a pitching change. Bottom of the 5th, we'll have the new pitcher after this. Stay tuned on the SEC Network. Paige Vargas, solid night tonight in relief. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 walks, and just got into trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. At one point, she retired 7 in a row tonight for Auburn at the plate. And the freshman, a lot of upside in her future at North Dakota State. But for the Bison, they will go with Kara O'Byron, a sophomore out of Stewartville, Minnesota, and a player that has one appearance this season. Faced 2 batters, walked 1, and gave up a base hit.
Yeah, and this is tough for Vargas because these runners on base are hers. And
right.
With 1 out.
1 out is tough. You need a double play for North Dakota State. Good speed on the bases for Auburn. But you come out for O'Byron. Get ahead 0-2 on one of Auburn's better hitters.
Yeah, she's coming right at her. So I think at this point, that's what you have to do.
Oh-2, opposite field, and it takes a North Dakota State turn. And now for North Dakota State, you have a decision to make because you don't have a base to put Taylon Snow. You have to pitch to her here.
Yeah, and Taylon's been hitting it to the right side all day, and if she hits that gap out there, she may clear the bases.
On Snow on the year, 11 runs batted in. Missed her first career home run yesterday. 1 for 4 against Villanova. She tripled off the wall. 0-2. Base hit into right field. That scores 1. Here comes Perry. The throw is late. That moves Greenwood up to third, and the winning run 60 feet away for the Auburn Tigers here in the 5th.
Another really, really good piece of hitting. I mean, she's down 0-2. She fouls off a couple pitches. You're going to see this pitch come inside, and she's able to keep her hands in and just drive it to right field. 2 more RBIs, 2 more runs, and now the winning run's at third base.
And again, Auburn tonight with hitting with runners in scoring position tonight. 5 for 11, hitting .455 as a team.
And look who has a chance to end the game.
Casey Mccracken had the game winner yesterday in 8 innings against Villanova. Has a chance to walk it off one more time tonight. Well, the thing about North Dakota State pitching up until this inning, they have held Talon Snow and Casey Mccracken. Well, Talon Snow in check, but Mccracken has been on fire. Singled in the first, stole a base, scored a run, doubled in the second, scored a run with 2 RBIs.
Yeah, and you can see the outfield. They're in a little bit, but I feel like even a sacrifice fly at that depth is going to score Greenwood.
North Dakota State here, I think they're going to pitch around Mccracken. That's what they'll do. They had somewhere to put her. Why not? Take your chances with Rivera and Veach.
Yeah, and that puts the double play.
Yeah. Double play here gets you out of the inning.
Right.
But remember, Auburn needs one more run to have an 8-run deficit through 5 innings. 8 runs after 5 is the run rule in college softball. And Alyssa Rivera, who had a great night last night against North Dakota State, a chance to win it for Auburn. Hitless here tonight. Walked in the first, stole a base, scored a run. 2 ground outs since. And the 0-2. Hit her 4th home run of the night last night, and it was an absolute bomb off the bat. Got a pitch inside, and it was a no-doubter off the bat. And for Rivera, had a 3 for 3 night last night. 3 runs batted in. Fighting off an 0-2 pitch here.
Yeah, this is when it's really, really hard. You're up 7 runs. You want to be the one to win it, but now you have 2 strikes. Just put the ball in play.
Oh, 2, and Rivera continues to fight. But not only that, you have O'Byron in the circle for North Dakota State, who hasn't been in this situation many times, if any.
No, I mean, it looks like you said she gave up a hit, she gave up a walk, and she may have hit a batter.
Yeah.
And now she's faced Mccracken, and now she's going to face Rivera with the game on the line.
0-2, and Rivera being patient. And that's what Auburn, when I look at their lineup, you look at improvements from last year to this year, is the strikeout numbers have gone down significantly, it seems like, for the Tigers. And that's how you know hitters have grown.
Yeah, and I think this at-bat just really speaks to that, because as a hitter, you get anxious, you want to swing the bat, you want to be the one right now. And with 2 strikes, she's done a good job of not getting herself out.
2-2, chased one away. Good pitch by O'Byron. And it's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, and just as I said she was doing a good job of being patient, she kind of goes for a pitch that's 3 balls off the plate. And that's what I just haven't seen her do that this weekend.
Kendall Veach with an opportunity for Auburn. Veach 1 for 1 with a sack, a walk, and a single.
I think Auburn's hoping for one of those 2-out hits again.
They've had many of those this weekend. Well, this is where Auburn, I think, would especially like one, because a base hit here wins the ball game. It doesn't extend it. And Lexy Hanley would love to get out of here with 5 innings pitched tonight and a win behind her. 1-1, smoke down the line, but foul.
Yep. If she puts this ball anywhere around the plate, because the velocity is not what they've seen this weekend. So she's not throwing it by Veach at this point, but she's doing a really good job of, mixing in a changeup, placing her pitches.
Well, this is where you have to shorten up and adjust, so to speak. And I like what O'Byron is doing to these Auburn hitters. I mean, she's going right at them. And when she's missing, she's not missing by much off the corner. It's just close enough to perhaps draw a swing and a miss, just like she did with Rivera.
Exactly.
And a 2-2. Close pitch, just missed. And a 3-2 count.
And that is a very tough pitch to lay off with 2 strikes. But now we got 3-2, 2 outs. The runners are in motion.
Game on the line for Auburn and North Dakota State. And Veach fights one off to keep it going.
Getting into a 3-2 count in this situation really, with the runners in motion, now a ground ball in the infield that gets bobbled, they can be safe if they're running hard.
Veach with 14 runs batted in, looking for 15th. Payoff, bouncing ball gets through. That's your ball game. Kendall Veach and the Auburn Tigers walk off with a 10-2 victory over North Dakota State. And the second game for Auburn, quite the opposite from the first game. It was all about the offense in game number 2. Amy Reif, your thoughts on this one and the way Auburn took care of business?
Well, they scored 6 runs in the first game, and any game, that sounds like a lot, but then you come back and you score 10. I think they did a tremendous job of putting up runs all weekend.
For my partner, Amy Reif, I'm Britt Bowen saying so long from Jamie Moore Field.